Hi, my name is Gregory Scargill, and today I'm going to be giving a presentation on internet marketing and Bernie Sanders campaign, doing a profile on his campaign. Little profile on Bernie Sanders. He's currently a U.S. Senator from Vermont. He is the longest serving independent. Openly calls himself a socialist. At one point, he was the mayor of Burlington, Vermont from 1981 to 1989, and he was also a U.S. Congressman from 1991 to 2007. Here's a little overview of his social media presence. Currently, Facebook likes, he's got 1.6 million. Twitter followers, he's got 626,000. YouTube, most views. Of all the videos he has, the most views that I saw was 290,381. Instagram followers, he has 249,000, and he does have a Tumblr presence. Next, I'd like to look at some websites and some of the headlines that Bernie Sanders is capturing currently, things that are trending online with his presence in this 2016 presidential cycle. So first, I'd like to just start by doing a Bernie Sanders social media search. And as you can see here, there's a lot of current stuff on here. This lady with the Daily Orange wrote, Bernie Sanders' ability to harness social media captures young voters. Pro Bernie Sanders PAC confirms media mouthful. How Bernie Sanders almost matched Hillary Clinton in funding. And it goes on and so forth. I did some other research, and we'll look at this. Here's the Daily Orange's article about Bernie Sanders and his ability to harness social media, captures young voters. I think he's really doing a phenomenal job. As you can see here, Facebook overnight, with one of the quotes that he had wrote, was 176,000 likes and 35,000 shares. Another really key article that I found, Social Media Today, they're saying, they were asking if Bernie Sanders was a social media nerd. Some of the research I did showed that he actually does have a journalistic background and does like to write his own posts, and really likes to just have meaningful stuff. I mean, he says here, I'm not some kind of tech nerd. I really am not. But I've always believed in communication and not just photo ops and stuff, but educating people and communicating with people about the real work that we're doing. So I think that's really important with connecting with people. Even Fox News had an article recently, The Bernie Boom, Why Sanders is Shattering the Media's Expectations. And the article goes on to talk about how he's drawing huge crowds, 20,000 in Boston just the other day, and he's really getting to the young voters, and I think that's really key, that his message is resonating there in the younger voters. Gizmodo, Bernie Sanders is the unlikely master of social media. I think it's because he's in his 70s, and most people don't anticipate someone having that much presence online, but yet he's still able to draw huge crowds. A few events that he did recently was 27,000 in Los Angeles and 28,000 in Portland, Oregon. Over the past few weeks, he's spoken to over 100,000 people. That's huge. In comparison, just in presence alone, Hillary Clinton is pegged at about 5,500 people so far. So we can see how the media is rallying around her, but yet the people are truly rallying around Bernie Sanders and his campaign. I think it's very clear that he's taking advantage of that. This website I found, Mass Reason, I think really gives a lot of information on the internet marketing piece here. This question says, Bernie Sanders is a digital marketing powerhouse. There's a lot of graphs and visual references on this site showing really Hillary Clinton and her average monthly searches really staying down. I mean, she hit a peak of about 4.5 million, but then it's dropped back off through April, May, and June. And Bernie Sanders basically went unknown, very flat. But right now he's trending in ways that you can clearly see the difference between the momentum building on his campaign. Here's a little bit of a head-to-head. As far as what they look at for people, they're pretty much head-to-head. Hillary and Bernie. Sentiment, 1-for-1, 2-to-1. Passion, obviously he clearly is far exceeding Hillary in that, and reach. He does have less reach, but yeah. So in this article, it goes on to say that Hillary actually is being accused of doing a cardinal sin of buying over 2 million fake followers. And we know that can't help her out. So I think Bernie Sanders is definitely more of the organic grassroots candidate. He certainly doesn't have the money on his side, but yet he does have the people, and he's getting the youth out too. Here's another article that I came across from BND Main Nation. Inside Bernie Sanders' strategy to win over organized labor. I mean, I think he's utilizing the same approach with his social media as with trying to connect with some of the larger people, and I think it's really one of those things where he's really caught his trending cycle has really caught on fire, and I see that he'll continue to do it. Another article I found talked about him being the socialist of social media, and it's really surprising to see how he is actually keeping up and keeping pace with a powerhouse like Hillary Clinton in this race, where even many of the early voting states like Iowa and New Hampshire are actually starting to show him ahead. CBS News. So part of the presidential nomination is obviously winning early battleground states, and here at the CBS site, CBS News, one of the first states is Iowa, showing Sanders over Clinton 10 points right now, and over Biden, who has not officially jumped into the race. He's over 33 points over him. I think even New Hampshire's the next one. You can see a little closer to his home state of Vermont. He's up over 22 points over Clinton, and close to 40 points over Biden. So you can see that Bernie Sanders really is a force, but we won't truly know until after some of these key debates that are coming up. October 13th being the first national debate with the Democratic candidates, and I think that's really going to show something, create some space, or really see where the votes may fall once we actually see Clinton, Sanders, potentially Biden, and O'Malley go head-to-head. South Carolina, different story. Clinton certainly has a stronghold there still. But I think what we're seeing is something that is quite imitational of what Obama did in 2008, using social media, and he was using some of the key players in Facebook. So I think that that's very interesting to see how Bernie Sanders has been able to replicate that, and in many ways exceeded it to a certain extent early on. So very interesting information. This will conclude this brief profile of Bernie Sanders' internet marketing strategies and kind of some of the latest trends that are going on with him. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.